Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sam Stevenson podcast. Today I have with me Rachel Theobald. She is an Anytime Fitness regional manager. She is a bodybuilding competitor, but most importantly, she helps people get stronger and manage their fitness. So, Rachel, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, at what point along your journey of life, you're driving along in life, were you like, you know what, I just need to be absolutely shredded. Like, I just need
I never wanted to be absolutely shredded, actually. So
Really?
No, that was never my goal. I think I was like your typical girl who was like afraid of getting bulky and chased skinny for years, but I was miserable. And I finally just got tired, long story short, and we can break down however much we want to get into because Lord knows I can get off on some tangents. I just got tired of being miserable. I didn't feel like, some people are just naturally skinnier. Like, you're a naturally leaner person. Mm-hmm. I have never been. I've always had like a more athletic build. And I just was like, this is silly for me to be trying so hard and being so unhappy that I was like, I'm just going to start lifting weights because I enjoy it.
Okay.
And let it be whatever it will be. And through that process, I ended up like being happier with my physique than I ever was, and then mentally happier and healthier than I ever had been. So I just kind of fell in love with that aspect of it. So it's more the physical and mental health that I fell in love with, I think, than I did anything else.
Got it.
And then you get addicted to getting jacked, and it just becomes fun.
There it is. Okay.
And then there's no line that you start getting stronger, and it's truly just, it's fun.
It's like, oh my God, I'm so alive.
Yeah, and then it becomes like this, like, I literally think it's fabulous that you can change any aspect of your body. Like, my rear delts aren't the comparative to my front delts, so you just work on them and then they get bigger and then you're balanced, and it's like, how cool is that if you don't like part of it, you can change it, or this is getting a little bit too muscular, back down and balance. Like, that's insane.
So like, is there any muscle that you're like, I just need this to not be too big? Like,
no.
Okay.
No.
like so when you're working out, like, if there's a day you're like, you know what, I just need more of this, like, what is, do you have like a default, like,
no,
I want calves, baby?
I hate training calves. That's one thing I'll avoid doing. But no, I don't think there's anything. I mean, I obviously, like, at this point in, I guess it's not really a career, but in my lifting career, you have to train everything. And so you have to kind of keep that balance of doing things you don't love because I can't skip
like
leg
calves.
day. Yeah, like calves. I can't skip calves. Therefore, while I hated biceps, I hated doing anything bicep curl related. And now I enjoy it. Right now I'm on an anti-tricep kick where I hate doing triceps.
Anti-tricep?
Yeah, I just don't think it's fun right now.
Oh, got it.
Like, no training biceps is fun, but I do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, on the subject of bodybuilding, what is, like, if someone's going to prepare to get into a competition, like, what did you need to learn about bodybuilding to start doing it yourself?
If you are wanting to do a show and you're new to lifting, I would either do a lot of research or look into getting a coach, because the bodybuilding world is a very specific thing, whereas you can just go to the gym and start lifting, which is what I did. I went to the gym and just started lifting for years, and then I was like, why not? Let's do a show. Okay,
so you had already been in the fitness world for a while.
Yes.
And then you were like, okay, what is the specific thing I need to change in order to do a show?
Yeah.
What is the specific thing you need to change?
For me, it was more than anything diet. I really had to dial in my diet.
Do you like the cookies? I like cookies.
I love cookies.
I'm a sucker for H-E-B cookies.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for double stuffed Oreos.
Oh, man. Okay, so you had a personal battle with the Oreos and had to
not during prep. So once you're on prep, like, you commit to the process. So then you're strict on meal plan, and it was easy then because it was just, you're doing it for a purpose. It's the regular day-to-day life when you don't have like a specific goal in mind, that's when it's hard. For me.
Okay.
Some people it's easier than others, but.
So like, do you have a goal right now?
Yes. So I'd like to compete again. I don't have a specific time frame. Possibly soonest would be next summer. I want to change categories, so I need to put on some muscle, and just financially and like with family and everything else I have going on right now, doesn't make sense for me to do it sooner. Because it is expensive, and then it takes a lot for the family. So
what about is expensive?
Oh, all of it's expensive.
Food?
The food can be. The food's probably the cheapest part. But in order to do it well, you're going to have a coach. So that's going to be expensive.
Oh, I see.
Yep, the suit is expensive.
Suit?
Yeah, like the bikini that you wear on stage.
The actual outfit.
Yeah.
You don't just like go get one from Walmart?
No, they're like, the one I got used, and it was like $300 and something. I think I paid like $375 for it used.
I'm super curious. Is it like the Birkin? Like, is it like a status symbol that's why it's that expensive?
I honestly don't know. That's a great question. I don't know why it is, but normally, yeah, they're like $500 plus, and not like easy.
Do people ever show up to a competition wearing like not a $500
that's a
suit?
great question.
And like how could you tell?
Oh, you would know. In the world of bodybuilding, you would know for sure. You have like practice suits, and so if someone showed up wearing like a practice suit, they would look ridiculous.
Does it when it's a practice suit, does it like different fabrics?
Yeah, it's gonna look more like just a regular like bikini, whereas like your stage bikini is like, I mean, you can tell with like the like diamonds, they're not actual diamonds, but you know, like the gems on it.
That's why they're so damn expensive. They got diamonds.
They're not real diamonds. I'm sure there are some real diamonds. That'd be real expensive. Yeah, but then like the way, I mean, you know, it's like a nice suit. Where if you go to, I don't know where people buy suits, but you go and it's like you can tell if it's like a well suited, you know, expensive suit, or if it's you got it at Dillard's.
Well, so I could maybe in a relatable way, I could see the difference between like a bespoke tailored suit for a man and like the fabrics look different.
Yeah, and like the way that it's like made and it's cut like to their body specifically, that kind of stuff. It's all.
So do you get a bikini tailored?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah, they have it custom built for you, and you pick out like the gems you want and like the pattern, like all of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I can see why it's getting expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like okay, I got you.
It's a lot.
You don't just want to like walk out there with some seashells that you like found. No. And you're like, have you ever seen anybody do that? No?
No, that would be really funny.
Do like aerial.
I love like I mean, I don't know that it would actually, maybe it would. A little bit of like a troll in there is always kind of funny. I'd hope they'd be trolling and not like serious, because if they were serious, it'd be embarrassing.
What if one of like your role models who's just super serious, they like everyone knows they're gonna come in top place, they walked out and had some seashells on and was like, let's go, guys. It's the muscles we're looking at, right? Like
no, because I mean, honestly, so the judging is part of it too, though. So there is like categories, but like the judges can like dock you for that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so what is being judged? Because apparently I have no idea. It's not just how big is your muscles.
It's part of it. So it depends on the category too. So they're going to look at like proportions, different things. So each category is going to have like different things. So bikini, they're looking for like more of like an hourglass shape. So that's why posing is very specific. Excuse me. So posing is very specific so that like you're creating this like illusion of an hourglass figure.
Okay.
Wellness is going to be like a bigger lower half. So like not fatter necessarily, but like more muscular legs and glutes.
Okay.
And then like physique is going to be more like lat focused. So you're going to have different posing for different categories that kind of highlight the shape.
Is that why the men's physique guys are always just like big turtles?
Yeah. So in men's physique, and I don't know the men's categories very well, but men's is different things too. And so you pose different for different categories as well.
Okay. So if you were to like walk up to someone on the street and like they said they were a bodybuilder, you would be able to tell what kind they're generally going for?
Yeah.
Okay. Man.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
So like what could I learn from you in regards of practicing my my hourglass pose so that when I take my selfies in the mirror in the bathroom at the bar, I can look good.
I wouldn't die. We can do that for sure. We can do bikini posing.
Oh my
that
God.
would be
Oh my gosh. All right, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I love it.
Oh, next episode. We'll run through posing together.
And canceled.
Oh
man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, and I'm not a posing coach, so I don't. Yeah. I had a posing coach, which was a lifesaver, because you think you're doing things right, and then they give you like things to work on, and it's hard. It's probably one of the hardest parts of the entire process is posing.
Okay, so I am really curious. I've seen the videos of like people like setting themselves into a pose, and they like engage like one muscle group at a time, and then like they're there, and I'm like, how do you like learn to,
It takes
how
a
do
lot
you
of
learn to
work.
like engage a muscle set?
Yeah, so I think comes a lot with just lifting, is it's a mind-body connection. So, if I'm lifting anything in back, I'm working on engaging those back muscles. Or when you're doing a curl, you're focusing on like engaging that bicep the whole time. So you're really trying to be intentional about focusing on the correct muscle when you're lifting.
Can you like use the wrong muscle to like
Certain times,
curl?
yeah, because if you do too heavy, you can actually pull up into like your shoulder more. And so you're going to take that emphasis off or into like
Really?
here. That's why people can get like elbow pain and stuff or shoulder, is because not always. Sometimes it's you have like an impingement or something else going on, but sometimes it can truly be because your muscle isn't strong enough. And so you're overcompensating with other muscle now having to step in and engage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
So that can happen a lot actually if you don't. So that's a lot of times where I tell people all the time in the gym, it's so important to have, like it's so beneficial to have a trainer, even from time to time, because we can help you make sure that your form is correct, you're getting the most out of the exercise. And you might be doing things like that where sure you can put the weight up, but are you getting the most benefit out of it?
Yeah.
And we can help break that down and figure out how to really achieve maximal efficiency out of it.
Okay. So I asked because like there was a period in my life where I was still working in construction and I walked myself off a roof because I thought it'd be a good idea. And I broke my collarbone on the right side, just like snapped it clean in half. And they had to reset it. I've got a titanium plate in here now and everything. But when I was doing physical therapy, I learned a lot about how my posture was actually terrible.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? You don't know until something like that happens?
Exactly. Yeah. The PT guy was like, I went in there and he's like, okay, your shoulder's clearly messed up, but like honestly, you're probably more discomfortable because your posture sucks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So like,
I had no idea.
Learn how to like do that then. And from that point on, I was much more intentional, and he taught me like when you're pulling or doing certain things, just like make sure your shoulders are in the right spot.
Definitely.
So for you mentioned that like something might have happened to your back. Like how, like, did you have an injury at some point? And how did you overcome that?
I did. So this is also how I learned that my posture was bad. I had a similar situation. I hurt my back on such a dumb thing. It's like everyone does this, doing deadlifts. And it's like, of course.
She was trying to rep the 500 pounds, wasn't it?
No, it was 205, which wasn't even that much. But I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay.
I think I was maybe 2 years into lifting, so I was still pretty new. I had never worked with a trainer. I was kind of doing a mix between like a conventional deadlift and like a straight leg deadlift. And it was just not good. I did not know what I was doing. And I never went to like a doctor. I'm not much of a doctor person, so I realized I did something. Went to a chiropractor.
Need those guys. We don't need those guys.
Well, they're so. I'm more of like the natural approach to things. So if I go to a doctor, they're going to take me down a medical route, and I was more like on a let's fix it. So I went to chiropractor and went to physical therapy, and also learned that I had issues with, and I was like, oh, you had no idea that things were wrong until you realized. But anyway, so that's how I hurt my back. Physical therapy helped a lot, and then just continuing it's been an ongoing process of working on all those little things, posture and alignment and stretching. And
so would you say that like for me, one of the most important things I learned was that like all of the supporting structure that needs to be also strong and in place for your muscles to do their job. Like you have to strengthen that stuff too. Mm-hmm. Like at what point did you like realize that, or who explained? Like where'd you learn that first? Was it from the PT?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's probably been like ongoing. Like little things popped up to where you realize like, oh, my core needed this, or like little things here and there that all kind of compounded to realize like the whole big picture. I think I'm still learning it because I'm still not good at doing some of it.
Oh, well, that's okay. We're all on our own. We're all on our own journey.
It's a journey for sure. Yeah. So part of my journey too was as a kid I did gymnastics and I dislocated my shoulder. I was probably 11, 12, something like that the first time it happened. Maybe a little bit older. Anyway, I was young. Dislocated my shoulder. Did physical therapy the first time it happened, and then I didn't really, as a kid, I didn't want to do physical therapy. It was boring. And so I didn't do it enough. And so I have then continued to have issues. I've probably dislocated it like 17 times. I mean, it just kept popping out at that point.
Okay, I got you.
And so everyone kept telling me that I needed to like strengthen it, but I had worked really hard to kind of keep it tight because that's what kept it from falling out. And so it's kind of that like balance of like learning like what to strengthen and like what to stretch, just like, and it was just an ongoing process. But it definitely, same with like my back, it's like a little journey of like taking everything that everyone says and having it make sense in a realistic way that you can apply to your life.
Okay,
it's a journey.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Now you said you did gymnastics.
Yeah.
Okay. How long for like?
I think it was about
level?
8 years. I didn't ever go very far. I wasn't very good.
Okay.
I loved it, but I wasn't very good.
What do you remember being like the most difficult part?
I was terrible at bars.
Okay.
Yeah, uneven bars. I was terrible.
What was your skill that you got that you were the most proud of since it was so hard? Like, were you doing giants?
No, I wasn't very good.
Okay.
No.
I don't know, like, at what level.
And I don't remember. I honestly, I mean, I quit when I was like 14. So I think I did it from, like 7 to 14 or something like that. Okay. But I never made a ton of progress. I just got obsessed with it, but like I never really applied myself. I didn't quite know how.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, that could be good because gymnastics, I mean, if you continue past that age, like things get really difficult.
Mess you up.
Yeah. Really, yeah.
I'm glad I did it. I learned a lot. I think it really built a strong foundation for me moving forward. I think that does help with gaining muscle now as I have that foundation of a kid from being strong. Mm-hmm. You learn a lot of body awareness.
That's true. Yeah.
I feel like I'm very in tune with my body that a lot of people don't have because you have to be.
Yeah.
So, but I also never let my kids do it.
Oh, really? No, why not?
Because it's so hard on your body.
I mean, would you let your kids play football?
My son is playing now. He's doing flag football for the first time, and I did not encourage it.
Oh, okay.
And my husband was a quarterback. He played in college and then played semi-pro. And I was like, but he got real lucky with no injuries. And so I was like, we don't need to go down. Like, we don't need like to encourage injuries in our children.
So
encourage things that like are beneficial, like not like where you're going to get hurt.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you say to this? So I prefer extreme sports.
Okay. What do you do?
Well, I love to, like, if I'm at the skate park, I'm probably on rollerblades, but I could also skateboard. But I really love downhill mountain biking.
Oh, God, that's real dangerous.
It is dangerous. But here's my argument. When you're going to go downhill mountain biking, you are going to put on a helmet. You're going to put on, well, people do it without helmets.
Yeah.
But, like, if it was me, you have a pressure suit on, so you have, like, shoulder pads, you got elbows, you got chest, you got back plate, you got, like, knee pads. You like, gear up for the sport. Because you know you're going to fall over and hit something or run into a tree or whatever, right? And so my argument, this has been the same way growing up. I was the extreme sports kid. I was always at the skate park, and my siblings were more into like basketball and track and like those kinds of things.
You're the outlier.
I got like 0 injuries until I fell off the roof.
Interesting.
Because like I was falling all the time. But here's the other thing is that I think with skateboarding in particular, that when you learn how to fall,
I agree. It helps.
Then you learn. Like, probably the same thing in gymnastics.
Yes, 100%. I was going to say, same thing with gymnastics. You learn how to fall.
Yeah.
That body, like, control and awareness is definitely there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But I also think there are some people who are just, like, more prone to injury.
Okay,
like,
so
I was one that was...
Klutz built in the family?
Yeah, I was the one prone to injury. My husband, on the other hand, again, like, never got injured. He had, like, one minor injury through all of his years of playing. And I've dislocated my shoulder multiple times. I've sprained both ankles like so many times, like sprained my elbow, my wrist. Like I've done everything. Like and I still run into shit all the time. Like all the time. And
Maybe you need to be running around with a helmet on.
Need the short bus and the helmet.
Oh man.
Probably.
Okay.
That's probably true.
Maybe.
Put me in bubble wrap.
Yeah. It'd be hard to do squats in bubble wrap. I would imagine.
I bet we can figure it out.
Have you ever had like a non-weightlifting injury in the gym? Like you just like tripped over a piece of equipment and like broke your arm?
Never anything major. No, I haven't had any major injuries in a long, long time.
Okay.
But I mean, I literally like have a scratch on my knee right here. I ran into something at the gym and I don't know what it was. I also stubbed my toe on...
you ran into it and it just disappeared?
I don't know what I run into stuff so often. I think that I like don't even pay attention to it because I just do it all.
She just like, she doesn't actually look where she's going. She actually just closes her eyes and thinks about something and then like ping pongs her way around the gym.
Basically.
That's how that works.
Basically.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when I go to Anytime Fitness and I see like blood spurts like here, and I'm like, oh,
me.
Rachel was there.
Rachel was there.
Rachel was there.
And she won't know what happened because she probably was doing something else or looking back here and walking. And I mean,
Yep.
who knows? Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah. That's me.
That's funny. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm really curious.
Okay.
In terms of getting in front of crowds,
Yeah.
was when the first time you went to compete and you like were up on stage and you were like, this is what it is, like, were you super nervous? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, I mean, of course you're nervous. I don't mind being in front of people. I don't love it and I don't hate it either. It just kind of feels, I don't know, fairly neutral to me. But of course you're nervous, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how you could not be nervous.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Practice?
Even then, I think there's still a level of, like, anxiety. You know, you hear about that with, like, professional, like, sports players. Like, before they get on the field, there's that, like, level of, like, okay, like, it's game time. And I think that's still the case with this. And, you know, it's always, you know, you've worked hard for a long time to get there. And you have a different set of judges. You have different people next to you. Like, you can still fuck up. Like, even if you have your routine down, like, even if, like, you can still, like...
So, could you fill me in, like, a routine? Like, I didn't know there was a routine.
Yeah.
You just, like...
Yeah, so again, it's like that
is
posing routine. So each category is going to have a different routine. So it's going to depend, and it depends on what, I just forgot the word. What, like, league, not league, but I forgot the word. So we're going to go with league.
That's okay.
Anyone watch
Division?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Okay.
So they have like the NPC and the OCB and different divisions. That's the better word.
Okay.
And so in those different divisions, they're looking for different things as well. And so that's all part of it goes into like choosing a show that you're going to do is looking out for those things.
Okay.
It's a lot.
So, like, is it like a, hey, there's like 3 poses and you have to like memorize them? And, like,
Yeah,
just,
kind
like,
of.
do them back to
Yeah,
back?
so like for bikini, which is what I did, the walk, you have to walk out a certain way, and so like that's a whole practice thing. And then you're gonna hit like side pose. I don't even remember it. I could probably do it, but I can't even like walk you through each one now. It's been too long. I did not like posing, so I was like happy to be done. And I'm gonna switch categories, so my posing is gonna be different.
Okay.
But I hated it.
But you're gonna have to do it again.
Yeah, but different.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be better because it's different.
Yeah. Bikini is like really in my for verbiage, it's really like kind of dainty and like, and I'm not like a like dainty like girl.
Yeah, you're the brute that walks around Anytime Fitness that smashes into
Yeah,
equipment.
that's right.
Got it. Now it clicks.
Now it all clicks.
Got it.
Yeah, so what I'm wanting to switch over to is going to be a little less of that like dainty and like girly.
Okay. And what is it? So are you going to put some gym equipment out on the stage and then like
No,
go
it's
out
still
and
going to
walk
be the
into
same.
it?
I'll still be in heels, and still, so it won't be like, so like bikini wellness. They have some new category. I forgot the name of it. They just came out with for like less muscular version of bikini.
Wig.
Yeah, it's basically for.
know.
In my opinion, it's for there have been girls who do bikini who looks like they just got really skinny, but like they weren't really strong. So I think it's kind of more for those people. Like if you're not really muscular, but you just, that's a good category for you.
Is that like so I'm confused. Are they creating competitions in a bodybuilding world for people that are not doing the like weightlifting part?
I mean, they're still like lifting, but yeah, they're not like.
Yeah, the 5-pounders.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's like certain. I mean, there are people in the gym who like just are not like as strong.
Sure.
And so like those
I'm
people just, you know, anyone can get really skinny and cut and go out there, but like that doesn't mean you've been working hard to build the muscle over the years.
Okay. How do you like remedy the problem of like whoever's been doing this longer just gonna look better because they have more muscles stacked on them?
That's just the way that it is. It's part of the beauty of it.
It's really like a time like, hey, how much time are you gonna commit to this?
Yeah. Okay. And how hard are you gonna work?
Got
and
it.
that's why I think those like the newer category, whatever it's called, is because it's still hard to get to stage. Like you still have to work hard. But they don't stand a chance at winning if they're going up against even someone like me who's been lifting for 8 years, like. And I've been trying to build muscle for 8 years, you know, for like, we're just not on the same playing field.
Right.
And then you have people above me who, you know, I'm all natural. So you have people above me who are taking whatever. I'm not going to compete with them.
People don't take steroids. What are you talking about? That's not a thing.
Especially not in bodybuilding.
No.
Nonsense. Never. But like, I'm not going to compete with that because I'm not on anything. So like, it doesn't matter how hard I train, how good my diet is. Like, I'm never going to compete with someone who's on steroids.
Okay. Is there a category where you're like, everyone just knows that like once you get above this level, it's just like...
So that's where like the OCB, that division is all natural. They do testing, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
And so NPC, there's potential for people to be at any category that are on something.
What is the... is there like certain quantities? Like you could go get like your testosterone boosted naturally a little bit, or like... So
that, again, even from what I've heard, and I haven't looked into it a ton, but even like on the OCB, like you can't do any of that. Like that's all natural. And I think there might be certain, I don't know, maybe there's certain levels that are okay. I'm not sure. I don't know, but...
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. On the subject of taking steroids.
Yeah.
How do you approach the health drawback? Because I had an aunt who did a little bit of bodybuilding, and she used to tell me that it's very like you dehydrate yourself right up into it, and it's like really kind of not dangerous, but it's unhealthy. And like how do you come off of that? And like what does that feel like? What is that experience like?
If you do it right, excuse me, if you do it right, you don't have to really dehydrate yourself too much. You're going to lean out. You're going to dehydrate a certain level, but you should still be drinking water. There are people who like don't drink water for days up till their show. Don't do that. That's not safe. I drank water the whole time. I just cut back.
Okay.
So I just wasn't drinking very much. So I was certainly dehydrated, but not like I was still drinking water. But yeah, I mean, getting down, especially as a female, I got down to like 9% body fat. Like that's not healthy. That's just not healthy. I mean, it depends on the person, but I would say like minimum like 14 to 16.
Okay.
Depending on, you know, every person's gonna be a little bit different, but.
How do you know it's 19% body fat? Is that just like height and weight?
No, so you can do like the pinch test. We have the scan at the gym. Excuse me, that you can do. It's not going to be 100% accurate, but when I was doing the show, we were doing like pinch test. And that's
so it like grabs your skin?
Yeah.
And it can tell how much is in your
so you
skin
like
layer.
Yeah, so you like do certain, you have like so many measurements. Excuse me. You pinch like certain places all over, and then it's a formula that you.
Okay. So fill me in on that, because I have never been a pre-workout guy. I'll have some coffee to like work and stuff, but like, is it a good idea? Like if I really want to go out there and like
if you
pick up some
don't need
heavy
it,
weights,
then like don't get started.
Do you need it?
I love caffeine. Yeah.
That's a yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think sometimes about like cutting back, or like, you know, I need to go cold turkey, like do a whole reset.
Okay. Does that work?
I haven't done it since I was pregnant, so that's been a long time. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, why? You know, like life is so good with caffeine.
Yeah, you know, I heard I'm not going to say his name. I heard a particular gentleman make a reel recently, and he was like, you know what? When I was in jail for a period of time, I didn't get any caffeine.
Oh.
And like people always told me like, no, it's like your life's not quite as good when you don't like you're misusing the caffeine and all this stuff. Yeah. You need to take it off. And he's like, and I got out of jail and I started having coffee again. I was like, my life's just better.
Yeah. That's how I felt with both of my kids. I didn't have any caffeine when I was pregnant with them, and like it was fine, but I just felt like it took me forever to like get moving. It was like and it was like, again, happy I did it. I would do it again, but why? Like when you can have caffeine, it's just better.
I would say that about any drug.
Yeah, that's why I don't do any other drugs, because I would know probably love them.
Oh dear, that's why she doesn't do cocaine.
That's 100%. I know that I would love it.
You would lift a lot of weights.
I would be
taking a bump.
My god, I would love it for sure. I've never done Adderall, like nothing, because I know that I would love it.
All right. Well, we'll keep that off the record for the anytime fitness.
Hey, I just said books. I don't do anything, so it's okay.
Yes, that's true. That's good. Yeah,
never
don't
done
do
anything.
Drugs.
Don't do drugs. I told my kids that last night. I was like, this is why you don't do drugs.
This is why?
I don't remember what we were talking about. There was something that came up. I don't remember if it was on a show we were watching or a story we were telling, but I was like, that's why you don't do drugs. There's a lot of reasons.
Got it.
But anyway, we can leave that out for sure.
I mean, I'll probably put it in if I'm being real.
I'm all for it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, in terms of managing like your personal workout routine and stuff like that, how do you know when like you're doing too much or you're not doing enough? Like, how do you gauge that yourself?
Ooh, I might be the wrong person to ask.
I do too much all the time.
I love to do a lot, yeah. But I think that in general, like I push myself pretty hard. But then every time I've worked with a coach, you realize how not hard you're pushing yourself. You know, that's what like, so it's like you think that, and I really do. I have a lot of natural energy. I need to work out for my mental health or else I get like cranky. Like I just truly have always been that way. I need that physical exertion.
Okay.
But then again, every time I work with a coach, I'm like, oh shit, I have so much more in me that I didn't know. And then you can push another level and another level. And it's so, I mean, I think it's important to learn how to rest, especially for people like me who love to go and love to do and love to keep moving. And it's definitely important to have those rest days. A lot of times I'll be on like a 4 or 6 week program where I'm progressive overloading, pushing as hard as I can every week, trying to improve on my weight or my reps. And then I'll have a week where I like drop the weight down and you have a deload week, and it's just to give your body rest.
Okay. Active rest.
Yeah, active rest. You're still doing the same exercises, you're just dropping the weight down, and really just being intentional, higher reps, lower weight, still moving.
Okay. And
then reset with a new program.
Got it. And do you have, like right now, are you like on a bulk? You want to cut? Like,
yeah, I mean, not necessarily. My calories are at maintenance. Like I'm not trying to gain weight right now.
Okay.
But definitely in a growth period for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you have like a supplement stack you take?
No, I don't do supplements. Well, I take vitamin D.
Okay.
Right now I'm taking vitamin D, B12, and I just ran out of I think it was K3 that I've been taking. I heard it was good to take with vitamin D, so I decided to try it. I don't know. But that's it. I don't take protein powder, anything else.
Okay.
All my protein through food. Yeah.
That would, how many grams of protein trying to hit a day?
Minimum 140.
140? Mm-hmm. That's a good quantity of food.
It's pretty easy for me.
Is it really?
Yeah, I usually go over it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good for you.
Yeah, people struggle with that. Like, it takes time. It used to be really hard for me too, but it's, over years you learn how to do it and you get used to it. And
like different combinations of food and like, breakfast, lunch, dinner, like snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Man.
It's a lot.
So, yeah, I recently had a buddy of mine tell me about, like, I said, you know what, like, I've solved some other problems in my life. Now I would like to kind of fill myself out more.
Yeah.
Look better. I've solved the discipline problem of, like, I will work out every single day and I will do something.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where I am or what I'm doing, I'll do something. And that's solved now. So now it's more like, okay, well, what more can I get out of this habit that I now have?
Yeah.
And so we talked about nutrition and upping the consumption of everything. So now it's like I have my 2 to 3 meals, but like along with it is a protein shake with a whole bunch of stuff in it.
Yeah,
and it
that's perfect.
Boost the calories. And I have to say, I have just so much more energy.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah. Maybe you have a sport you can relate to. So for me, I was recently at the skate park and I realized after like a month of doing this, I was able to jump so much harder than like previously. Do you have like a sport or activity you like to do that you're just like?
I just lift weights.
You just okay, like you know, beat people up or kickbox or
no, I just lift weights.
Okay, well
that's it.
Then like.
So I get that though, because like that's how I feel. Like yesterday I was doing legs and I got done with my sets and I was like, I think I have a little bit more in me, and so I upped the weight. And I did another 10, and I was like, fuck, this is amazing.
Okay.
So I'd say it's like the same thing. Like you realize like you can do more, and like you get stronger, you get better, like jump higher. But yeah, that's all I do.
Okay.
I played pickleball earlier this year.
Hey, okay, there you go.
Yeah, it was not. I cannot start something unless I plan on getting obsessed, and I was like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this.
Okay.
I also am a little ADHD and I got bored. Like, it's really fun for a little while and then I get bored.
Oh.
So
what do you do that like keeps the challenge? So if you're like going to do something, it's got to be something that like has a lot of little challenges built in.
Yeah, little challenges built in. And I don't know, I guess I just let it kind of naturally come to me, and if I get bored, then I move on.
Okay.
I don't worry about it.
What's the like? Do you think skydiving would
I've always wanted to skydive.
There's one right down the road.
I'm also terrified of it, but I've always wanted to do it.
That's correct. You could die.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
It's not very common.
Sure, but it does happen.
Sure, you act like it's common.
Well, maybe.
Oh,
I don't actually know the numbers, but like
I don't think it's very common.
I'm also not risk averse.
Yeah.
So like, why haven't you?
I don't know. I just haven't. I wanted to. When I was a kid, I was like, when I turn 18, I'm going to, and then I probably just didn't have the money for it, and then I just didn't. And then we got married young, and then I had my kids young, and now I'm like, if I die, like, do I really want to, now I've got kids, like, and so I'm like, that changes things.
I see.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I would really, really like to make it happen.
Okay, so when your kids are successful and taking care of themselves,
yeah, probably.
Call Rachel up and be like, hey, I got a plane.
100%.
You ready?
I'm down.
Bring your husband. We're going to all jump out of a plane.
100%.
I love it.
Yep.
Would you rather bungee jump?
I will not bungee jump, no.
Really?
No, I have zero interest in doing that. Absolutely not.
And what is the difference to you about bungee jumping versus jumping out of a plane?
No, it just looks painful. And I don't know, like, what if the bridge is... Okay, let's write this down. I also don't like bridges.
Oh.
So there might be, like... See, my palms are sweating thinking about this.
Okay, so don't think about the bridges.
No bridges. I literally... This is so ridiculous and slightly embarrassing, but it's, like, real true. Like, I get really bad anxiety driving on overpasses.
Oh. Well, you live in College Station, so the good news is not very many of those.
There's not very many. There's that one when you get off 6 on Rock Prairie. Mm-hmm. It's not too bad. That one's okay.
So what you don't do is you don't walk up to the edge of an overpass and, like, look down.
No, that's probably okay. It's driving on them. I have a fear of, like, flying off of them.
Got it. So it's like a vehicle control problem.
No, because I completely trust myself. I don't know. It's like this irrational fear. So as a kid, I had these dreams where I was, like, driving off of cliffs, like a nightmare.
Yeah.
And so I've always had this, like, fear. Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily believe in past lives, but there is something in me that is, like, terrified of this to the point where I'm like, maybe I should believe in past lives, because why in anyone's right mind would I be so mortified of? And because I trust myself. I grew up in Colorado. I'm very comfortable driving on mountains and, like, windy roads. I have always had this fear of, like, driving off a cliff.
Well, that would make sense, being in the mountain area.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very comfortable with it.
So
I would trust myself driving over anyone else.
Are you somewhat familiar with, like, the world of evolutionary psychology, how, like, our brains adapt and
a little bit, yeah. But let's talk about it.
Okay, so I would argue that if you have some subconscious fear of this thing, that, like, maybe I don't know, 200,000 years ago, like, your ancestors, they had a problem with driving their cars off of cliffs.
Off the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now it's just like it's baked in. It's in your genes.
And then I wonder too, like, or is this just like a, like, protection of, like, I never know like what you believe on what level of anything, but I'm like, is this like you're scared of it in a, like, maybe in an alternate whatever that it did happen. There's supposedly all these, like, alternate versions of us. So maybe it, I don't know. So that's now I'm just protecting myself.
Yeah.
I guess kind of the same thing. There could be so many scenarios.
I mean, that's a totally fair thing. Do you ever get I think most people probably get these, like, the weird psychological urges that are like, hey, you're just driving down the highway and it's like, well, I could just, like, go over the lane and just, like, run into the other car. And you're like, stop. Why am I thinking about
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. That's funny you said that, because I thought that the other day and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, who does this?
Well, nothing's wrong with you if you don't do it.
You're not doing it. No, you stay in your lane and you keep driving safely.
Yes.
Yeah.
One would argue that all of the ancestors that we don't have died because they
Because
didn't
of
have
those-
that piece of their
the
brain.
piece of their
They were like,
brain
you
that
know
said,
what?
"Don't
Fuck
do
it.
that."
Let's just try it.
Yeah, it's very true.
That's funny.
But then we wouldn't be skydiving or doing any of those other crazy things either.
That's true. Also, the whole skydiving thing, like I hear that when you start doing things that give you that level of dopamine, like it's really hard to not.
To stop.
Yeah.
So this is probably a good thing why I haven't done it either, because I already know that that's why I can't do drugs, because I'm like, I know that dopamine is going to be...
Okay, so don't do drugs and then jump out of a plane.
Definitely don't do that.
Okay. She would live the rest of her life as a vegetable. She'd be like, nothing is fun anymore.
No, yeah, no. Yep.
Okay, man. So how do you handle like balancing your family life versus the gym, the competition, and the pickleball?
And the pickleball that gets thrown in randomly.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I think it's ever evolving. Mm-hmm. And that's part of why I'm not doing a show again this year, is because it does take a lot on the family, more than I would like to admit. I think just being in the gym is easy because I am I'm a better person when I am in the gym.
Hey, there's something to that.
I know that it is in everyone's benefit for me to stay active and to work out.
Yeah.
But I also try and prioritize and do it in a way that it doesn't take away from family time. So when I first started lifting, after all those years of chasing skinny and doing all of that, where I was like, I'm going to start going to the gym, I'm going to start lifting, I woke up at 5 and I went to the gym so I could get home before my kids woke up. So I'd get home at, I think I left the gym around 7. I'd get home, wake them up, take them to school, and then I could go about my day from there. So no one even knew I was gone. And so now that they're older and we're in a different season and I work in a gym, it makes it easy in the sense I don't have to go to the gym. But there are still days where I come up and I go, I work out before I start my shift, or some days I stay late or whatever. But again, I think it's in everyone's best interest if I work out. So it makes it easy.
Yes, we don't want cranky Rachel.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
And then same with like nutrition. I think it comes down to that makes me a better person. Mm-hmm. You're taking care of yourself.
Probably packing a better lunch if you understand all this nutrition.
Yeah, and then I'm able to healthily be there for my kids. I'm able to show up for them and play with them, and just be there for them long term.
When you throw the kid in the air, you're squatting 400 pounds.
Yeah, I'm not throwing my kids. My kids are as big, if not almost bigger than me at this point, so we're not throwing them in the air anymore. But no, not anymore. But yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's definitely a balance, and then I definitely struggle with it. I love my job. I love what I do, and I could work all the time. So I have to make myself stop, put it away, engage. And I just know that about myself. I just know that, like I said, I can't start something unless I might get super into it. Same with work. I get really into it, and I just have to have those boundaries in place and say, family is important too, and I need to be able to step away, and work will always be there. It's family time right now.
Fair enough. I would imagine that fitness is an important thing in your household.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah. Health and fitness has always been important to me. In so many aspects, but it's literally when my husband and I were dating back when we were 18, 19 years old, it was something that it was important to me in finding a partner then. I knew that was something that was important. Mm-hmm. And I needed to be with someone who prioritized that as well. Not saying you have to look fabulous all the time, but it's that discipline and that mindset that is important to me.
That's going to solve a whole lot of other problems.
Yeah. I don't... looking good is a benefit to me. Mm-hmm. But it's...
And your husband.
Yeah, but for both of us. Yeah. But I think that is truly just a benefit of working out. But really, you do it for every other aspect that makes you better. And that discipline that I think is so... I think it's an attractive character in someone to have that discipline.
Right.
And then taking care of yourself and just being able to live a happy, healthy life so you can be there for other people. You can't be there for other people if you're unable to get off the couch.
That's true. You're only going to be there for yourself and watching your show, eating your Cheetos.
And same with just mental health too, making sure that you're staying healthy. And I think that exercise and nutrition helps you mentally stay healthy too. So you can be there for people. But,
that's true.
Yeah.
What do you use to reset when you feel like you need one? Like you've just been doing all this stuff and you're like, you know what? I'm going to go play pickleball.
I don't go play pickleball because you have to have people there and I like to be away from people.
Okay.
Yeah.
No people.
No. I love to be out in nature. So most of the time anymore, I just go sit on our back patio. We have chickens.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to watch the chickens, listen to the birds. I try and not be on my phone and just like sit and just be, but anything just alone usually. Mm-hmm. Just quiet, no noise, even driving in the car with no radio on. I unwind quickly. I don't need a lot of downtime.
Oh, that's convenient.
Yeah. It's good when you like to go.
Reset button all the time,
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that like Rachel's like 100 miles an hour and then she like pauses.
Yes.
And then 100 miles an hour and then pauses.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You get a lot of stuff done that way.
I do.
Yeah.
And the little ADHD helps. I'm just all over the place and then I just have to like stop. And then I'm back to being all over the place.
When you are in the 100 miles an hour mode, are you excuse me, are you focusing on one thing or
No, I don't know how to focus on one thing at one time.
Oh boy. Okay.
No, I've honestly at this point in my life I've just learned I think it's like a superpower that I do multiple things at once. I don't know how to just do one thing. And so certain careers are not for me because of that. And if you really have to focus, like that's probably not going to be my career.
So you're not a brain surgeon?
No, not going to go down that road.
Yeah, I don't need Rachel like picking around in my brain while she's thinking about like what's she going to have for breakfast
100%.
later.
No, I like even like with training, like I get so like I'm like squirrel all the time. All the time.
That's so funny.
I've just leaned into it. I just know it's the way that it is and work with it.
That's good. That's good to know that about yourself.
Yeah.
So what would you say is when you got into the bodybuilding, was there like something that you started to believe about yourself? Like did you have something you learned at that process that you would tell yourself like, hey, 10 years before, what would you tell yourself?
Yeah, and I tell people in training all the time now, like you are capable of so much more. And I think like lifting really brings that out in you because you're forcing yourself to do hard things. You can do hard things and doing hard things in the gym translate to the rest of your life.
So like the ability to overcome like, hey, physical discomfort now. It's like delayed gratification.
Yes.
Okay.
And like just life is hard. It just is. And some seasons are better than others. You go through seasons of life where things are easy and they're great. And then you're going to go through a season where things are going to be hard again.
That's true.
And that is inevitable. It's just, I wish it wasn't, but that's the way that it is. And so when those hard seasons come, like, it's going to be okay. Because you can do hard things. You do hard things every day. Mm-hmm. And I think it definitely gives a confidence in yourself of, like, I have so much trust in myself to be in situations and know how to handle myself, and because again I know what I'm capable of, and so I feel like I know it definitely like brings up a lot of like instead of versus like the insecurity, I have a lot of security in myself of knowing that like I'm capable of a lot. So in those moments where things are hard, you're like, oh, it's okay though, because like I can do this too.
That's true. I can definitely relate to the like using the fitness and the working out as a mechanism to just retrain your mind to overcome difficult things when they keep coming.
Yeah,
because life tends to do that.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What is what would you say to somebody who is like maybe a guy and they want to meet a girl who's into fitness? Should you just like only meet girls that go to the gym?
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone should always be in the gym.
Okay.
Everyone needs to always be in the gym. I truly like I feel like I sound like a crazy person sometimes. I'm like always like when I don't ever mean to sell people on like memberships or training. Like which drink do I want?
Caffeine.
But I truly believe that everyone should be in the gym in some capacity. Like if you want to do yoga, go do yoga. But if you want to, whatever your zone is, like do that. Mm-hmm. But I truly, truly believe that like everyone needs it. And I really believe everyone benefits from strength training. So even if you do yoga, you should do strength training too. So I feel like I don't ever mean to be like pushy, but like I'm pushing because like you need this. And like I know that you need this. And like once you get doing it, like I know you're going to see the benefit. Mm-hmm. I know you're going to see the benefit. And so I just want everyone to get into the gym and get moving because I know they're going to be happier.
I would imagine that your conviction is it makes you close a lot of sales, if I had to bet.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you can't get around everything. You know, some people just don't want to do the work.
No, that's true.
And you can't change that.
Well, tell you what, honey, you just you go get that 80 pounds extra, and then when you're sitting on the couch with your Cheetos, you come right back, and I'll be right here.
I'll be here. I'll be here.
Yep.
100%.
You are not at rock bottom yet, so go hit rock bottom and then come back.
I'll be here waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who Alex Hormozy is?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one of his quotes.
I love that.
Big fan of him.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He's great.
Okay, so what would you tell yourself that you know now? What would you tell yourself 20 years ago? What's like a big lesson you've learned in 20 years?
How old was I 20 years ago? That's the first question. That's okay. I'm going to try and do math right now. That's how old I am. I don't even know. I was 18.
Okay.
I had to make sure I did figure out how old I really was. I'd like to think that I'm younger than I am.
So for those of you that can't do math, that means she's 28 years old right now. She's 28.
You said 20 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's 28.
That's about how old I feel. So, good. Yeah, so 18-year-old me. Whew, Lord have mercy. I would say to believe in yourself.
Could you extrapolate on that?
Yeah.
Because I could want to jump off a bridge, and I just need to believe that I can fly.
I definitely through a lot of life situations and therapy have realized that I have held myself back and self-sabotaged a lot in the past. And that was part of why I wanted to do a competition, was to allow myself to succeed. Mm-hmm. And not just work hard to work hard, but allow myself that success. And it's something that I really struggled with a lot for a lot of years. And the more I've allowed myself to win at life, I think the more I'm really finding out who I was really supposed to be. Mm-hmm. I've always had a big personality. I've always been bold, and I'm not afraid to do hard things in so many ways or have hard conversations, but I've also held myself back a lot, and I think it's really held me back from helping other people. And that's really what I want to do, is help people live to their fullest potential.
Got it.
And I think that allowing myself to win is something I wish I had learned a lot sooner.
Would you summarize that up into the statement of learning to give yourself permission to go after what you want?
Yeah.
That's a good lesson.
Yeah. When I really wish, I don't like to really say I have regrets, because I think it's all a journey and a process to get where you are, but that is definitely something I really wish I could have figured out sooner. I'm glad I figured it out.
Yeah,
now,
that's good, because you're 28 years young.
I'm 28 years young. That's right. Yeah. So, I think it's never too late. The best time was yesterday, but the second best time is right now.
That's right.
Got there one way or another.
You sure did. Rachel, I appreciate you coming out. This has been really fun. What do you have any recommendations or thoughts to someone who's going to watch this, who's considering, maybe I should be going to the gym? What would you say to them?
Just get started. Go to the gym. Most gyms will give you a free trial. First, I should probably go to Anytime Fitness, but
correct.
You should probably do that first. But ultimately, most gyms will get you a free trial. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask if they have any deals. Most people in the industry want to help people get healthier, and it can be intimidating. So don't be afraid to ask a staff member or a trainer how to do something, how to work the equipment. And most people in the gym are really, really nice, and they're happy to help too.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to ask another gym goer if you have a question.
Would you describe the money that is spent on the gym as one of the best investments you're ever going to put the money into?
100%.
Yeah.
To me, it is a non-negotiable. I would never not have a gym membership ever again.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just it's how do you make it happen, not am I going to make it happen.
What, final question here. What do you think about like home gym versus public gym?
I'm a huge proponent for public gyms. I had a home gym for years. If you can do as good of a job at your house, like more power to you. I have never known someone who can truly get as good of a workout in their home gym.
Is that just because like the pressure's just not there?
There's something mental about it. Yeah, there's something. I think it's a couple things. I think there's something about going to that space that's a designated space that is different. And then I think there's something about you're paying for it. I think there's something about the people around you that make a difference. And
yeah, you see that cute girl in the corner, you're like, God, she's got a cute butt. I don't have a butt like that. I gotta do more squats.
Yeah.
Damn.
Or like, there's so many different things. Like or you can see like you've progressed. Or there's the natural competition that I think we as humans need. True. So I think and hopefully it's healthy. You know, we're all trying to better ourselves. There's no like petty, mean girls competition, but it's in a bettering yourselves. We're all here, like, again, like that's why you have a coach, is someone to push you harder. It's the same thing. Right. So stop by Anytime Fitness today and get your membership. Come see me. Come see Rachel. Yeah. Love that. Thanks, Rachel. Where can the folks find you? On Instagram, I am probably Rachel T. And that is the handle. That's my handle. Yeah. Yeah. It is not that she's probably Rachel T. I am probably Rachel T. Probably. I hope so. That's the name I was given. Otherwise, I'm following the wrong one. Yes, that's my handle. Okay. That's probably the best way. Okay. Is my I'll link Instagram. It in the link it in. And then otherwise, Anytime Fitness here on University in College Station. Awesome. Thanks, Rachel. See me. Thank you. This was great.